Hey everyone, in this episode of I want to talk through actually a few different ads that all were in one issue of Bloomberg Businessweek. There's 6 nonprofit ads in here. Not all of them are conservation related. Actually, I think only one of them is, but it showcases the approach of what nonprofits are trying to do. I assume there's so many in Bloomberg Businessweek because there's an assumption, or maybe the demographics are there, that these are more philanthropic, wealthy, altruistic individuals that read this. I'm not sure if I fall into that category, unless you count time as altruism. Let's have a look and see what they're doing in here. So the first ad that comes up is hands-only CPR. So this is Brandy, and it says, everyone can save a life with hands-only CPR. It takes less than a minute to learn at handsonly.nyc. So I really like this. It shows the behavior that they want to learn, how to give CPR using only your hands. It gives a sense of empowerment and efficacy that everyone can save a life doing this. And it takes less than a minute to learn. So it's easy, it's quick, and I know where I can go to learn it. So I overall really like this. I do wonder, is the use of celebrities necessary? I totally get it. But is it necessary? What if this was a regular person who had actually saved a life using hands-only CPR? That might be more powerful for me, and I could maybe read about their story online. And who knows, that could be the next iteration of this campaign. Once you have enough people doing this, you can tell stories of people that have successfully done it. So overall, pretty good. It's a simple, hopeful. Next one is Partnership for a Drug-Free America. Hoping can't help a kid struggling with drugs, but together we can. And I don't love this one. There's parts of it that I like. They say we partner with parents and families to get help for kids whose drug or alcohol use threatens their lives with addiction. I'm going to skip over the next part. Our counselors will listen to parents and provide one-on-one guidance for families struggling with their son or daughter's use. That's really nice. It feels personal. It feels like it's clear what they're offering. Down here, our services are free. That's great. There's information in the middle about it being science-based information, and that's too text-heavy. I think they could have just cut right to the fact that they have tools and support systems, and it's free to help. I don't love leading with hoping doesn't save. I'd rather they led with what does help, personal guidance, support, and the fingers I get is supposed to be both, kind of a play on hoping, but also on together we can make a difference. It's just not working for me. I think it falls a bit flat. Next one is from Save the Children. Every child deserves a place to call home. Child refugees forced from their home are leaving everything behind, including their childhoods. Thanks to caring people like you, we give children safe places to learn, grow, and play so they can be kids again, transforming their lives and the future we share. Join us. So I really love this idea of we give children safe places to learn, grow, and play so they can be kids again. Like, that just hits home for me. Like, kids should be kids. This picture doesn't say any of that. Like, this kid behind the fence is scary, is sad, is depressing, it's kind of doomy, and it doesn't fit with every child deserves a place to call home. Like, I want to see a happy child here. I want to know that together we can make a difference, and we can let kids be kids. I get it, you're showing the situation you want to get kids out of. Let's show the situation that we want kids to be into. And this is, followed by sort of the opposite approach that I think is much more effective. And this is Children's Cancer Research Fund. Your support can yield very tangible results, like a first hair, right? This is a kid who's seeing their first hair. They have a sense of hope. They have a sense of aspiration and excitement. And that makes me feel like my money is going to go towards results. This, although the text, I feel like, gets there, the image doesn't. The image makes me feel like there's just a bad situation, and I don't feel the hope, and most people aren't going to read this part. They're just going to flip over the page, but you need to have them help feel the hope so they'll give. So moving along, this is the environmental one, and I've actually critiqued this one in a blog before on how to make your donation ads more effective. So nature cleans our air. This is from the Nature Conservancy. Did you know that trees absorb 1/5 of carbon emissions? says that TNC first act with preserving a forest in New York. We help people all over the world to protect life-giving services their forests provide. I'm not seeing any of the proof of their work here. I'm not seeing the results of their work. I'm not, I'd love to see that forest in New York that you first conserved, and how is that thriving now? Show me that. Show me how you are, contributing. This with a sponge as a tree and a factoid, like, that's not doing anything for me. And the call to action is actually very much buried and very subtle. So learn how. The other ones had a much stronger call to action. All right, last one in here, which again is a nice kind of juxtaposition. This is from Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. Make a life-changing difference by just hanging out. This is like the first one where it seems, the CPR one, the action seems like something I can do, seems feasible, seems realistic for me. I believe that I have the ability within myself to do that action, and it's going to make a difference, potentially a life-changing difference. And this is a quote really from one of the little brothers that say how important this program has been to their life. So there's a lot in here, and I can't believe there's so many in just one magazine. And I feel like the lesson in all of this that kind of my takeaway from this issue was, let's focus on hope. Let's focus on the results, the actionable things that are going to come out of someone's donation or support. Focus on that. Make the call to action seem realistic, achievable, and ideally simple. Like, takes less than a minute to learn hands-on CPR. And let's make sure the call to action is clear, period. So lessons learned from this recent in the mail.